Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Marlene Luna, the owner of the immaculate, amazing Shiver Shack Express and the all-time favorite Rockhouse queen and the manager of Rockhouse Bar and Grill. Tune in.
Welcome back to the BAMC Showcast. We have a special Zoom episode today. My guests actually live, I want to say, about 5 or 6 hours away. They have a very important gig tonight at Albuquerque, New Mexico at the Launch Pad opening for Butcher Babies. They'll be at the Rockhouse this Friday, the 20th, for a BAMC Showcast Spring Break. And they will be in Alamogordo next month. I'm sorry, in Tularosa next month for Spring Fling for Bartman. They're all the way from Grants, New Mexico. TAJ, welcome to the show.
Hey, what's going on?
Appreciate you
Thank
guys
you for having us, Michael.
No, anytime, man. Glad to have you guys. Glad to make this happen finally. So tell me about tonight, man. You guys must be pretty psyched.
Oh man, so much to say. We've been working hard to get to where we're at, and Launchpad, this is probably our seventh time playing there and probably the biggest time that we're playing there. Getting to open up for such a legendary band like Butcher Babies, you know what I mean? It's actually pretty mind blowing in my opinion. I would have never expected to be here on my end.
How about you, Sam?
I'm super excited. I love seeing women in metal, and this is a whole new opportunity for me getting to open up for a bigger band for the first time, and also just getting to share the stage with other talented musicians. There's another band that we're playing tonight that's female fronted, so it's nice to play with these people.
All right, so tonight's lineup is all female fronted?
No, there's one band that's all male, but the three of the four are female.
But yeah, we're also bringing some fresh heads into the game with us too. We got Spencer on guitar, and we also have Gabe on guitar as well. They're going to be joining us too. And this is the first show with four of us as a full lineup like this, so it's actually pretty nerve-wracking and exciting at the same time.
Nice. So Taj is no longer a three-piece.
No.
Okay, so when I said the last time on the last, I hyped you guys up on the last episode. So you guys were still a three-piece at the time. So that was not bum dope. I was true at the time, correct?
Yes.
Awesome. So you guys are a relatively new band. Have you guys been together about a year or so now, or how long has it been?
January makes it 2 years for me and the band.
The band originally started about like 2019, 2020, and it's just mainly been just it was a two-piece at the time, and it was just making the music itself at that point. But yeah, once Sam joined is like kind of when it all catapulted into a whole nother level, you know what I mean?
So Sam, when did you come along in the picture?
January of 2024.
Yeah, she had like a week ahead of that show's and she learned like all the songs on the bass like a week before that show. So it was pretty crazy to actually have that. And then kind of just fast forward, here she is doing lead vocals and still slapping the hell out of the bass. You know what I mean?
Yeah. As an aspiring bass player myself, it's awesome to see a bass player front a band doing vocals. That is awesome. But didn't you have a similar situation around Spring Fling? That's when I saw you guys. Well, for the first only time so far. Didn't you have a newbie in the band who was like a few weeks in at that time?
Yes, correct. That actually is Mr. Spencer. He's probably on what, seven shows?
Yeah,
Seven shows with us so far. Yeah, he's been kicking ass, and we did have our former guitarist quit like maybe 2 days before we went on a little tour to Texas, and it kind of put us in a little jumble right there to where we had a couple friends from Texas learn the songs, like a song each and a cover each, to where we could still pull off our sets out there. Um, and then when we came back, we were recommended from those same friends, Mr. Spencer, to look into him to getting someone to fill in for guitar at the moment. And then fast forward to our last show at Launchpad, which was our last show, I believe. That was back in December. That's where I shot the question to Mr. Gabe here if he would like to ever, jam with us. Being that he's been to a lot of our shows and he pretty much has every one of our shirts, so it kind of made no sense to ask him.
So you guys will have merch when we see you this Friday.
Oh yeah, we just got a new design that we just got picked up fresh yesterday. Actually, it's our first time we do a long sleeve. We meant to do it more towards the winter, but things get a bit. It takes a little while sometimes to get our merch going and everything. So here we have a long sleeve for the summer ready for you.
Hey, buy it now, get in advance for the winter. Hey, well,
Yeah.
no, we'll stock up now. We'll get you guys on Harvest Fest, and we'll all be ready to go when it's nice and cool.
Yes, exactly. Harvest Fest, last year was awesome, so I'm looking forward to it this next year. Hopefully, we get on that again.
I can't say for sure, but I would wager you would. Little insider info there.
Heck yeah, hell yeah.
Now, when I spoke to you, Sam, this is I think it was in Harvest Fest actually later on that night. You guys were talking about working on an EP. Has that come to fruition yet? Or are you guys still in the works?
We're still in the works, ironing out a few things. We're currently at the point where we have to record guitars next. Being that the guitarist quit that wrote the songs, it's hooking a wrench into there, but we're getting closer. Hopefully by this summer we should have it done. Hopefully later because we've been done. We're just working on guitars next. We had a few setbacks, but we were planning on like a early March or April release. However, with the setbacks, we're probably looking late summer, early fall. But yeah, it'll have I believe a total of 5 songs on there. One of them is a cover, which we'll keep that secret, and then the rest are going to be all originals by us. And we are currently working on a demo to be working on going back into the studio to do our second EP as well. We have plenty of music that needs to be recorded and to get out to y'all. So we're excited for that too.
Nice. So have a nice, decently length set for us on Friday.
Yes.
Awesome,
We'll be
awesome.
playing something new on Friday as well, so
Hell
be at the
yeah.
Rockhouse.
You gotta shoot me a signal so I can record it and make sure it has the exclusive, the debut. I love getting
Uh,
debuts.
I got a set list for you. I'll mark it up.
Awesome, thank you. Now you guys still live in Cranston, New Mexico, correct?
Majority of us, yes.
Okay, so as someone who's geographically challenged in the small towns, like where are you guys in relation to Albuquerque? How far are you guys from Launchpad typically?
We're about an hour west from Albuquerque.
Okay, so El Paso, you like 5 or 6 hours, or
Yeah, like 4:45, yeah.
damn, you guys don't play around, do you?
No. Longest we've traveled was like 13 hours for a show in San Antonio.
Wow,
That one,
where was
that
that at?
That was,
Happy Place.
Happy Place Bar in San Antonio, Texas.
That was a cool place because like the stage was like right next to a drive-through for a Taco Bell. So pretty much anybody that was ordering food that night got to see a show.
That's awesome. That's good. Let's get a lot of eyeballs there.
Yes.
So let's take it back to the beginning here. So how did you guys all meet each other initially? Like you said, you started the band with a couple guys, and then Sam came along a couple years later. Like, can you kind of break it down for us?
Well, we had another guitarist. He had joined the band. We had a four-piece once upon a time as well for 2 shows we did, and then after that, things happened, and that made us back a three-piece. But bringing that fourth member also brought us Sam, which was our third member as well. So at the same time we found the fourth guitarist, we found a bassist, which was Sam, and kind of from there, we've all been friends since like high school and such. And it ended up being I asked her and that former guitarist to play a show for my mom's birthday, and we did that. They liked our performance, and later on, they just kind of like joined. We just all just started hanging out and jamming, and there's Sam now. She's in the band a couple years later. I would consider her to be one of the founding members as long as the band has been around. As founding father. Yeah, she's one of the founding fathers.
Classic. We'll call it classic era Taj.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah, you had the start. You had the stumble in the beginning, and then you got your solid crew down.
Yes, and the current lineup right now that we have is pretty damn solid, and we're excited for tonight. For everybody to see it. Gabe, he's the guitarist for another big band out here that I consider a big band. Allium, they're awesome. They're also kind of like us, genreless, is what I like to say. There's a lot of bands that a lot of hardcore bands in this Albuquerque area. Realistically, metalcore also is kind of another thing I kind of see being another type of genre. And for us, we have a little bit of like everything. I feel so it's kind of hard to put a genre on us. Some people have told us that we're blackened shoegaze, so I think that's the one that we've kind of ran with the most was blackened shoegaze.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I've only seen the one show, but like I like how Sam, like I like how you do both. You integrate both the clean and unclean vocals, and everything. It just comes off very, very nice. You flow between the two like almost perfectly.
Thank
Like
you.
most singers are either strong in one and not the other, but you're kind of seamless there. And I noticed that right away at Harvest Fest.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Appreciate that.
One thing I think that we like to strive in with our music is it being just as beautiful as disturbing.
I could dig that.
If we make you feel something emotionally while you're listening to us, then we've done our job. You know what I mean?
I got you. Yeah. So you said most of you are in Grant. So is there anyone that far away, or most of you within an hour of each other? Or is there any like stragglers on the outskirts? Or
Yeah, we have Gabe and Spencer who are here in Albuquerque. We can let them talk.
okay,
Hi, I'm Spencer.
nice to meet you,
So
sir.
yeah, I've been. Thank you, thank you. I've been playing with Taj. There's a group out in Texas that I met with, and the story there is crazy, crazy. I was living out in Texas,
What
ended up
part?
coming back home to Albuquerque, the Austin area.
Okay,
Yeah, and so I moved out there to kind of do the music thing, right? And met a group out there, got to talking with them, and we became, followed each other on socials, all that kind of stuff. And then I ended up moving back home to Albuquerque. And within a couple weeks, those guys needed a bass player. So very similar to the story with Sam, I had a week, learned the parts, and played with them at Taj's little camping festival that they do every year.
oh nice.
That's how kind of we all got introduced. And it's been kind of a whirlwind for me, and getting to play with like great musicians and advance myself as a musician and a guitar player, and kind of getting to do shows consistently and that kind of thing it's been awesome. And then of course the music for Taj is right up that vein of stuff that I want to do. They're saying genreless. I consider myself genreless too as a guitar. I pull a lot of influences everywhere, and Taj does a very good job of like filling that need for me as a musician,
Nice.
and getting to play with other musicians that have a similar taste, I guess, right? Or creative influence.
Yeah. Shout out Broken Time.
Shout out Broken Time. Those guys are awesome. But yeah, so I was kind of born and raised in Albuquerque, and I live in Albuquerque again. And we got to commute an hour to see each other, but it's worth it. It's worth it every time. I never think twice about it.
So for rehearsal, is Grant's like home base for the rehearsals, or
Yeah, yep. That's where we got the drum set, right? So everything's easier to move. Okay, no, dude, I don't mind. That our rehearsal space is sick. It gets the job done.
And then we also have Gabe here, if you want to say anything.
yeah, Gabe? My guys gotta talk a little bit. Come on.
Okay, my name is Gabe. I recently hooked up with Taj. Yeah, we all hooked up. Got together with Taj this past January after talking to Anthony about possibly jamming together back in December. Um, I'm a big fan of theirs. From the first time that I seen them, I made it a point to call them out and say, "Hey, you guys, like, you're like one of the better bands I've seen, like in the scene, like right now." Played at this where we're at right now, Blackwall Gallery in Albuquerque, which me and a couple other guys run. So we see a lot of bands that come through, and they're all good for the most part. But the night I saw Taj, I was like, "Whoa, this is great!" I had to commend them, even though Sam didn't believe me. She thought I didn't like her.
I usually think no one likes me at first.
But no, I'm happy to be jamming with them. I really like their music. I think they're really solid people, and they're really fun to hang out with. And I'm looking forward to this show. This will be the first time I'm playing with them live. I'm a little nervous, but it's gonna be fun.
That's a hell of a start
Taj
date,
sounds
man.
six with four of us. I've been playing with Taj like they said 7 shows. It's been probably 7 months or so, and we were doing the 3-piece thing there. Getting to rehearse with 4 of us, it's a whole new ball game.
Completely elevated.
Completely elevated. So I'm very excited for tonight and for Friday.
Now, with the fourth member, did you guys have to do any rearrangements, or did it all kind of flow seamlessly? How does that process work?
It's flowing really well, honestly. As far as like there's like certain parts where we were like, you play this, and I'll play this, and you play this. And other than that, I mean, it's been solid.
It took
Nice.
us like 2 rehearsals, I think, where we just kind of figured out like, okay, this lead part sounds better, one guitar, like maybe we can, so all the songs are written for a 3-part kind of, and getting to like take a step back from lead sometimes allows us to kind of fill more like ambient space and explore right a little bit in terms of like the guitar parts on that, and back up those leads and still have a nice big full sound. Like, I say it has ass to it, right? That's the sound has more ass to it now, and it's
More ass? Is that what you're saying?
more ass.
Oh, nice.
Got more ass.
I've got a BBL.
So you're our BBL. Hell yeah.
So you have you got Butcher Babies tonight, Albuquerque. You got Rockhouse this Friday. I'm actually pretty stoked about the lineup because we have Demolicious out of, you guys have seen Demolicious before. You got them opening up. We got another good band, Divide out of Juarez, Mexico. We have Death Benefits out of Las Cruces. You guys and some guys you're familiar with taking it home, Death Gravity, the one El Paso band on the lineup. So it should be a good night.
Shout out Death Gravity.
Yeah, they're
Sam's boyfriend.
Some of us
They're good dudes. Back when I used to book we'll say a smaller, lesser bar in Death Gravity. They were always down to play. They were good
anytime
dudes.
anytime we hit those dudes up to do a show, from the first time we met them, it was just like we met them through social media. They've just been cool dudes, really cool dudes. Their vocalist scares me, but also humbles me at the same time.
He's one of the nicest dudes you meet in real life, though. I mean, he's intimidating when you look at him, but you talk to him, he's so cool.
I remember my mom, first time she's seen him, she's all, "Oh my god, that guy's scary."
Now they play a
even
lot of New
came and played in
Mexico.
my mom's backyard one time. Yeah. Basically a Albuquerque local at this point, you know what I mean?
We
Yeah,
heard just
that-
a couple weeks ago at Blackwall, which is where we're sitting today, and they ripped it, man. So I'm excited to share the stage with them. It'll be my first time.
And they'll be
Their
playing a
bass
new
player-
song as well.
Oh, they are. Damn, I'm looking out this weekend, huh? Because their bass player is also out of Albuquerque as well, I believe, right? Or for a while
Yeah,
now.
Los Lunas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he's close here. So he does have to travel every time they play out there.
Nice.
Now, you guys played other parts of Texas. How would you compare Albuquerque or New Mexico in general to Texas as far as gigs and the scenes and whatnot?
Man, well, Albuquerque is, it's true to home, and it's there's nothing like it. Um, Everyone we hear is always it's always playing to our friends, you know what I mean? When we went to Texas, not one person knew us, so that was like the real scary part. But whenever we got up there and we actually started playing, from the moment we hit that first note to the last, we got some like really great support out there. The people out there are just so the hospitality out there is like no other. Yes, cannabis is illegal. That is my own downfall about Texas. But other than that, I love Texas.
Just put a bill through to trying to get it legalized.
Yes.
Fingers crossed, all my Texans out there.
But yeah, Texas, anytime we played there, the energy's it's like a whole different vibe in general. Like people will just get down because they want to get down to just music. You know what I mean? They want to headbang, they want to mosh, want to do all these things, and they don't care if you're the biggest band or if you're the smallest band. They're gonna show like that same kind of love. You know what I mean? Any of the smaller places we've got great energy from them. The bigger spots, we also got that same exact energy from them too. So, um, we went on our first tour with like $400 in our pockets as a collaboratively as the band bank's account. We went to tour, came back from tour after like paying for Starbucks and gas, rentals, all that with $400 again. So like Texas did us really well. Everybody bought shirts, everybody liked our music, and we're still friends with a lot of those people today. Matter of fact, later this year in July 16th through 19th, if you're hearing this, we are actually hosting our third annual camping festival. That we're actually going to be bringing out, I think about seven, if I'm correcting, 6 or 7 bands from Texas, around Austin area. We're gonna have Girl Dinner, 10 Times Demise, Inside the Hollow, 9 o'clock Shots, our tour mates in Broken Time, Escape. Shoot, I might be missing 1 or 2, but yeah, we're gonna have about like 7 bands from Texas all coming just to come camp with us and have a good time.
Now, where is this, in Grants or Albuquerque, or where do you guys host this?
That's gonna be at Blue Water Lake. It's going to be between Grants and Gallup. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. We should be doing announcements hopefully now, early April. with the lineup. We're doing 4 days, about 45-ish bands.
Now, what do you guys call this
I
event?
think
What's the name of it? Just Taj Fest or?
Taj and Friends Camping Festival.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because it's a big old family reunion essentially. Because it's all the bands that we've played with on all these different shows around the state or even out of state. We're just bringing them. We're in talks with this one band that we played with in Farmington. They're from Canada, so we might actually have a Canadian band coming all the way out for this.
And the Southwest is
Nice.
picking up on festivals. I didn't know this one existed. That's pretty cool to hear.
Yeah, it's our third year doing it. It's all DIY, so it's all just from us and Taj. We do a lot of fundraising along with Doghouse Media and North Valley Productions. Those are our friends essentially, the Taj and friends. Yeah, everything is just basically us and Taj. We're just trying to make something for everybody, not just the youth, not just for the old people, everybody to be able to come out, come fish, come watch some good live music, some metal, it's going to be a genreless show. So we'll have some rap, some indie. Last year we had red light cameras, suspended. Those were like some pretty big highlights. This year we're trying to book like a national touring act if we can, but it's a little hard to get a hold of their managers and such. So fingers crossed on that.
Yeah, you gotta find the agents and go through the third parties and hope they get you back. So it's hit or miss. Sometimes
Yeah,
just getting a hold of
exactly.
somebody.
Yep.
So is this really like on the water? Like if I'm in the water swimming, I can hear the bands. Am I that close if I'm there?
Yep. The stage might be facing away from the water, so that way people can kind of go watch the show where the show's at. Because it is going to be a paid event. So you're gonna have to buy tickets to this event. The last 2 years we did it free. However, it costs a lot, and it's grown to where, um, yeah, last year for instance, it cost us about like $2,000 to $3,000. This year we're looking at about 5 to 10,000, somewhere in that range, depending on who we get and all that.
Man, that's pretty damn ambitious, dude. Much respect.
Yeah, hopefully with advertisement and all that and ticket sales, we could recuperate a lot of those costs and sponsorships and such. Um, yeah, it's a lot of work, but and all of our friends are there gathered around us with music going on a live stage. It's all going to be worth it in the end.
Gotta shout out my dad for that one because it was all his idea. He asked our band to go play for his group at their campsite. He said, I've got a generator, I've got a trailer, and I want y'all to play for me and my buddy. And
And
1 and 2 bands turned into like 17. And my dad's like, whoa, this went a little over the top.
It's
And
awesome though.
last year we did 32 bands in 3 days with a
And
full production team out there. This year we're doing 45 with 2 stages. So last
that
year we
is
had two
crazy.
porta potties. We're doing 4 porta potties this year.
You only did 4 porta potties?
Costs a lot to shit. I'm sorry.
You did 40 some bands, only 4 porta potties that it sustain?
There are also restrooms at the site as well,
Oh, okay, that makes
but
more
we're just
sense.
bringing additionals.
To make sure.
Gotcha.
Yeah. The starting number is 4. I think we might end up needing 6 realistically.
You need a beach
That's
too in the water.
crazy. That's really ambitious, man.
Yes. Permits alone, I think, are going to cost us like $300-400, which is nothing compared to what it could be.
Everything
You
is.
know what I mean? That's just like the small chunk out of everything. The stage last year, they gave us a really good deal, but it initially would have costed 10 G's. They gave us a pretty decent cut essentially. Um, and we ended up paying like 3 grand for that stage last year. Basically because they were just trying to. They're also starting their business off as well. So shout out Doghouse Media on that one.
Man, that's no, I did my first festival last year. I'm just thinking what I went through, and that's like probably a fraction of what you guys are doing. I'm just the logistics and the numbers in my head are just kind of blowing my mind right now. Like,
It is a lot, but luckily we have a pretty good support system. So we're making it happen.
heck yeah, man,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Shout out to our little community of Grants, New Mexico, because last year they pulled through with like the whole sponsorship thing. That's what made it possible, realistically. If it wasn't for those sponsorships, I would have been in a little bit of debt.
A little. You said it was July. What are the dates for this one? Are they set in stone yet?
July 16th through the 19th at Blue Water Lake.
Okay. Put down the festivals. Okay, so just in the Southwest, our friends here alone, we have obviously you guys are playing next month over for Bartman over on the 18th in Tularosa for Spring Fling. We got that festival on the calendar. Now we got you guys in July. Travis will be in August, I think. Southwest Metal Fest #4. Bartman Harvest Fest will be late August or September. And then, of course, we have our Southwest Power Fest coming back for a year or two. It's going to be a 2-day event. About the same number of bands, we're going to split it in two just to make it easier. And Sam, I believe you were our first one, weren't you, in the crowd?
Yes, I was actually.
It's funny because you guys mentioned permits, and what Sam didn't witness, because her and her boyfriend had left because they had another gig to go to, was the cops actually showed up at our event. So definitely get your permits in place.
It's better to do things the right way than
Yeah.
to pay for it later.
Well, no, we were good to go. We just had the parking lot, but then I guess a little scuffle with the neighboring business. But the cops were cool. They were just taking pictures of the cosplay and the bands. They were actually very nice about it.
That's always good whenever the cops are actually cool about that.
Yeah.
Anytime we do shows at my mom's house, we call it Miss G's alleyway. Um, anytime we do a show there, our neighbors they're really cool. This last Halloween we did a show there, and we were a little bit over the decibels. I would say, I would admit, we were cranking it a little bit, but our neighbors ended up calling they ended up calling the cops on us. Came and they were like, "Hey, we don't want to shut it down. Just turn it down a little bit," and we did, and they were cool. We
Nice.
stopped right at the time that we needed to, and they were cool about it. So
Now, in Albuquerque or Grants or wherever you guys had this at, though, do you guys have different as far as curfews and noise volumes? What are the general rules you guys have to play by?
Usually noise ordinances by 10.
Okay, even in the commercial areas, or
well, we're from in Grants. It's just a small town. There's
oh,
not really. Uh, I live almost by the high school, so like that's as commercial as it gets. You know what I mean? And yeah, it doesn't seem like a problem too much. Our neighbors are pretty cool. Yeah, a lot of our neighbors they throw big parties and bashes like that anyways too. So they're kind of used to like that havoc, and it's been there since for like 5 years. I've been jamming there, so they've been hearing me play my drums inside and outside of my house for a good couple years now.
okay, cool community support. That's cool.
Albuquerque is a little different.
We have 10 o'clock ordinance unless you get a permit. So, but then so 10 o'clock ordinance, like if you're trying to do a house show, right? But unless you get a permit, but then yeah, there's so many different like little DIY venues down here that either they're inside or they have a parking lot that they use sometimes, and usually those places they can crank much longer into the night. I don't know, I'm not like I own a venue or anything, right? But I don't know if they are getting permits or whatever, but I don't think it's hard. I don't think
Gotcha.
it's out Albuquerque, depending on where you're at.
So, what other dates you guys have coming up this year? Obviously, we got the two coming up, and then you have your festival in July. Do you have anything else in between or afterwards on the books?
Yes, we do. So, tonight at Launchpad, Friday at the Rockhouse, we're doing Spring Fling, in Tularosa on April 18th, and TAJ and Friends. There's a couple other ones that are in the talks right now, but nothing for sure set in stone.
We're
Okay.
fingers crossed that we get to do a no coast drift party again. We've done it the last 2 years, and hopefully this year will be a third for us. No coast drift party is basically a drift event that all race cars come and just drift their cars for a whole weekend and party all weekend. It's awesome.
Sounds
So
fun.
if we get on that, look out for that one.
Oh, yeah.
That one's like around August, I believe.
There's talks about us potentially going to Canada, but those talks need to happen quicker than later because all of us got to make sure we get our passports and tickets and flights and stuff. The band that we were mentioning earlier that's coming from Canada, Iron Tusk, they throw their own music festival in Albany, Canada. So September-ish, we might be going to Canada.
And that'd be your first international show, right?
Yeah.
Awesome, man. That's a hell of a milestone.
Yes, definitely.
In our first year that we were a band, all of us together, we played a whole lot of shows. This is our 71st show tonight, in the last 2 years. So we're super excited for it. We're kind of taking things a little bit slower, focusing on writing more music and recording. But we're still open to shows.
And Sam, you're well rounded. Like your day job, you're a music teacher, correct?
Yes, I am. I teach band beginner and second year at my middle school. I teach choir and music appreciation, and this is my second year doing those. My first 3 years in education, I was a K through sixth grade music teacher at my local elementary school.
And and right now are you still at that school or are you teaching a different one?
I teach at a middle school now, so I teach, like I said, band, choir, and music appreciation. Middle schoolers.
Shit, we even played a show at her elementary school when she was over there too for their talent show. They had the talent show go on like throughout the day, and then after it was done, we were like set up outside, and all the kids came out from the gym and enjoyed a TAJ show.
All the kids were headbanging and asking if they can mosh. It was fun just seeing a bunch of my students see their teacher in a new light.
Nice.
So say my band teacher when I was in middle school, he was a metalhead too. He's a drummer for a metal band, and he comes in and he's in this nice button down and all clean and proper, and then he showed us some of the stuff that they do one time, and all of us were flabbergasted and inspired simultaneously. So it's kind of cool to see, get to hang out with Sam, who's doing the same thing for this next generation.
Yeah, but you could be planting the next generation seed right now. Who knows? The next screamer, the next clean vocalist, the next bass player, who knows?
I've got a couple metalhead students, so right up their alley.
You're like the Joe Jackson of metal bands over here, recruiting the kids. Anything else you guys want to add? I don't want to keep you too long because I know you guys have a very important gig tonight.
I mean, look out for some music for us sometime this year. I don't want to put a date on it to disappoint everybody, but sometime this year it will be out. Hopefully sooner than later. Hopefully, like I said, by late summer, early fall. I know that we were possibly talking about maybe doing like a EP release show with y'all, so we will definitely be in talks for that. Hopefully, you know what I mean.
Definitely. I mean, at least let me get the El Paso release party. You guys do the New Mexico one on your home turf, but let me get the El Paso one.
We got you. We'll definitely let you know once that is. We'll actually send you it before we actually get like hard copies made, so that way you can listen to it ahead of
Oh, hell
time. All
yeah.
right, man.
Sounds awesome, man.
We're excited for El Paso. This is going to be our first time there this coming week. So thank you for having us. Thank you for having us on the podcast. We appreciate you.
Anytime.
Thanks, guys.
Hey,
looking
quick,
forward to El Paso for sure.
real quick before you take off, drop your social medias. Where can they find you? Your Spotify, your Instagram. Give them everything you got.
So everything that you can think of, we've got under TAJ Band 505, TAJ Band 505 on Insta, Facebook, Spotify, YouTube, you name it.
And for you that are out of state, 505.
Oh, yeah. 505. New Mexican slang, sorry.
All right, again, guys, thank you for giving me a little piece of your time, especially on a busy day. I look forward to seeing you guys Friday. You guys kick ass tonight, man. You guys have a good night.
Thank you. Thank you for letting us be a part of this. We're looking forward to many more interactions with you.
Hell yeah, let's make it happen.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. This is Marlene Luna, the owner of the immaculate, amazing Shiver Shack Express. Make sure to stop by our location at 7601 North Loop, Carolina, and try some of our amazing ice cream, elote, and hot Cheetos and cheese. We can't forget that.